network. And we're live across America on this radio station or cable system and around the world at crntalk.com, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Blueberry, BlackBerry, everywhere. Hey, when next we meet, my guest, Michael Cutler, Senior Fellow at CAPS, Californians for Population Stabilization, we're going to be discussing a couple of things. One of them, immigration population to hit the highest percentage ever in 8 years. Also, how the Department of Homeland Security ineptitude facilitates terrorist operations. And Alex Newman, regular contributor to The New American, and he is the co-author of the book we're going to be talking about, Crimes of the Educators, How Utopians Are Using Government Schools to Destroy America's Children. Right now, let's go to Dr. Kevin Coach Collins, author of America Island, a conservative what-if rolled into a story about a group of American patriots who believe in the idea of America so much they're willing to leave the United States to push the reset button of the American experiment in their own new country. He is also founder of the blog Coach is Right, member of America Mensa and the Sons of the American Revolution, holds a doctoral degree in public administration from Nova Southeastern University. He is a Vietnam-era Marine, thank you, sir, retired NYPD Honor Legion street cop, and his love of playing and teaching basketball has brought him the name that most of his friends call him, and that's Coach. Hey, Coach, how are you, sir?
So nice to be back with you again, Chuck.
Boy, I'm telling you, whenever I hear all of this stuff going on with Hillary, and people are going, oh, my goodness, all they had to do was get the book, Crooks, Thugs, and Bigots, The Lost, Hidden, and Changed History of the Democratic Party. And let me just say before we start, Coach, that if they go to Chapter 4, and you just read, let me just read part of this. I know I'm taking some of your valuable time, but Clinton's final finger up to us, written by the Coach here. As the final finger in our eye, January 20th, 2001, as he's slithering out of the White House door after cheapening and degrading everything decent about America, Clinton, this is Bill, signed pardons, granted amnesty for 140 people, some of whom had paid him through his brother-in-law, Hugh Rotham, the tie-in with Hillary. Boy, they were making money back even then. And I mean, this book, Coach, it's what would you call it? It's like a you don't call it a horoscope, but you look into the crystal ball. That's what I'm trying to say. People got to get a copy of it. Still available, I'm sure, absolutely free on PFDD or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Those letters never want to cooperate with me.
Well, yeah. Well, it's a PDF, and
PDF.
Those that are interested can write me at kcoachc@gmail, and I'll send you a free PDF of Crooks, Thugs, and Bigots, and also of America Island. And
oh, great.
As far as the Clintons, there was just so much material in before me when I was putting together Crooks, Thugs, and Bigots that I had to kind of leave it up to people who were interested. I figured if you got that far in the book, you probably were interested in this stuff and would know or would know where to find current stuff. So that's why I kind of backloaded it to the history, the long history, the 200-year history of the Democrat Party, which has been a parade of crooks, thugs, and bigots ever since it was founded by Aaron Burr, and certainly not Thomas Jefferson, as they like to claim. But then, of course, if I were a Democrat, I would try to claim Thomas Jefferson as the founder of my party instead of Aaron Burr any day of the week.
You know, you could almost write a complete novel just on everything that Hillary's doing. I mean, not even, all the stuff she did was, the governor's wife, the president's wife, just all the corruption she's involved in right now. It is almost unbelievable. I know it's not unbelievable to you, but for me, it's like, is there no stopping her? Is she like a snowball headed for hell?
Well, she's I came away believing that Bill, in a strange kind of contorted view, had a little bit more morals than she has. Mm-hmm. She is devoid of any moral rectitude whatsoever. Just today, she tried to sell the idea that religions should change their opinion of abortion to fit the current worldview that she lives in. Mm-hmm. Now, who else would think of anything like that? Even if you thought about it, most of these worms would have the good sense or the cunning to just say, I'm not going to say that. That's a little bit too far over. But I think it's an example of the fact that I think she sees the curtain coming down. And I said before, I don't see her being the nominee. And in terms of just having a little fun, musing on a Friday afternoon about what could possibly happen with her, I'm saying that it's possible that the lit torches brigade may charge into Boehner's office and demand that Obama be impeached. And of course, that's not going to happen, and I'm not saying that. But I could see that coming out of a meeting like that, Boehner would slither over to the White House, have a little clandestine meeting with Obama, and decide that they will tell Lynch, the Attorney General, to put together some kind of a plea bargain deal for Hillary that wouldn't really hurt her. Maybe they would just get her to plead guilty to not signing the exit papers necessary, and the ones that the little people have to sign when she left the State Department, and they can roll everything else under the rug,
including the IRS.
Yeah, and the foreign money, and on, and she could be given some kind of suspended sentence. Certainly, I'm not suggesting that she'd go to prison, but that would take her off the table. Because Democrats, and I've been saying this for several weeks now, and when I started, people were kind of smiled and laughed some when I said it, but Democrats, I think, could be leading that charge when they see how radioactive this woman is.
Now with all this, they want to go back with their taxes, and do an audit on it, it's like, all we have to do now is just have the IRS say, oh, yes, you made a mistake, and that's quite all right, and we know whose side the IRS is on. Then when you mention Boehner, before he gets to Obama, he's got to stop and kiss Nancy Pelosi a few times, right?
Yes, yeah. So, it's I don't see it being Hillary. When I see it, I mean the Democrat nominee. And it may surprise people, but I think that right now the dark horse that could emerge at the head of the field is Martin O'Malley from Maryland, the former governor there, I mean, he has great Democrat credentials that actually include figuring out a way to tax rain. So if you lived in an area where it rained more and you're a farmer, you would be charged an extra surcharge for that. So in effect, you'd be taxed for the rain. Now that will appeal to Democrats who have this dream. You know, like for centuries, people have dealt in alchemy and wondering if you could change lead into gold. The Democrat dream always is, can we find a way to put a tube up people's nose and charge them for how much air they breathe? Certainly, charging people for the rain is a big jump forward in that. And O'Malley has brought that to them. He will not be Clinton, and he may not be. And if the Republicans are dumb enough to put up Jeb Bush, O'Malley may just not scare enough conservatives, and they may stay home.
Well,
if
you know, when
O'Malley could win in a landslide in a record low turnout.
When Schweitzer comes out with his book in the summer, it's going to be on Jeb Bush, and it's supposed to have a lot of negative things about him. What about Carly? Any chance, for these people to have a female president?
I don't know about his chances, but here's one thing. I think I don't know, but my money is on the fact that Carly Fiorina is running for second place, and I think it's pretty smart because as a woman, she can get away with saying things about Hillary Clinton that men wouldn't be able to. That's provided that Hillary is the nominee. And anyway, as a balance, I mean, just think of some of the leadings. Like right now, my favorite still is Walker, Scott Walker. I mean, a Walker colleague ticket would be nice. A Cruz colleague ticket, maybe even a Rubio colleague ticket as balance. That could be, and I think that's where she is, and she has some great credentials. She could be a great candidate.
We got lots of things to talk about, and I'm letting the coach lead the way today on what he wants to talk about. But pardon me, coming up on a break here, Coach, and when we were talking about Hillary and her tax problems and things like that, I know one of the interesting things that you and I picked up on this week is the fact, and she could solve all of her problems when it comes to taxes. And I'm going to see if Coach wants to talk about this whenever we come back after the break. And I'm going to tell you, listener, the only thing Hillary has to do is say, I'm getting out of it all, and I'm going to work for MSNBC. Because there's a way, let me tell you, and we'll talk about that when we come back with Dr. Kevin Coach Collins. He is the author of America Island. And the blog is Coach is Right, R-I-G-H-T, coachesright.com. Be right back.
Yeah, look at that.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
Are you nearing eligibility for Medicare benefits? Then you know now is an important time in your life. Medicare benefits can be a complicated puzzle. You don't want to overpay for your Medicare coverage or get the wrong plan. Let Health Markets Insurance Agency help you. With one free phone call, a licensed insurance agent will help you select a Medicare plan that's right for you and your budget. If you're becoming eligible for Medicare, call today and learn how to get the most out of your benefits.
800-793-1960. 800-793-1960.
Health Markets Insurance Agency is the DBA or assumed name of InSphere Insurance Solutions, Inc., which is an authorized insurance agency in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Not all agents are licensed to sell all products. Service and product availability varies by state.
Call 800-793-1960. 800-793-1960. 800-793-1960. 800-793-1960.
For over 20 years, you've trusted Lumber Liquidators to make high-quality, beautiful flooring affordable for everyone. Delivering this value means you get the floor you want at the low price you deserve. So we've lowered prices even more. This week at beautifully distressed click strand bamboo. It's easy to install, and now it's $229. That's about half what you'll pay at other stores. Plus 200 styles of pre-finished hardwood from $169 and 12-month special financing. You trust our value. We value your trust for quality hardwood. See the flooring experts today. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Parthenia Grant. Tune into my show, Divine Love Talk, where you will learn secrets to longevity and health, ways to move into oneness, discover powerful tools to gain victory over self-sabotage, and get enlightened about relationships. So tune in to CRN for Divine Love Talk right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
So tune in to CRN1 for Divine Love Talk, Mondays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Everybody's talking at me.
CRN Chuck Wilder with my guest, Dr. Kevin Coach Collins, author of America Island, founder of the blog Coach is Right, member of, American Mensa, Sons of the American Revolution, Vietnam Era Marine, NYPD, Honor Legion, Street Cop, and it goes on and on and on. So here's Hillary and not paying her taxes, so we'll suggest she goes to go to MSNBC, right?
Oh, absolutely. The interesting part here is that they're lucky that nobody watches that channel because it would really be a scandal. It seems that a lot of people that have some knowledge of what goes on in the left know that Al Sharpton owes millions of dollars in back taxes to the IRS.
3 to 4 million, yes.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to split it. It's reported to be between 3 and 5. We'll take 4, but after a million, Chuck, it's all the same. Because if you get to owe that much and it goes on and on, they're not coming after you. So. Look at what you have here at MSNBC. You have these 4 paid parrots that sit in front of the cameras, and their only job is to say scurrilous and insulting things about conservatives that sometimes I guess they think of themselves, and sometimes they're passed along from their handlers at the DNC. And it's so frustrating because, look, you have Sharpton that owes millions. Uh-huh. You have this other one, Melissa Harris Perry.
Right.
She's the imbecile that thought that she would make some kind of inane point by hanging tampons off her ears. Okay? Just so that people remember who that is. And Toure,
so she owes $70,000, yeah.
Yeah, $70,000 she owes. And Toure And of course, any one of these parrots that can operate on one name is automatically worshipped in the media world. Touré owes $59,000 to the IRS, and Joy Ann Reid she's almost clean. She owes New York State $5,000.
And let me tell you, Coach, there's one other thing too besides Al Sharpton's $3 to $5 million and bad mouthing conservatives. He also has to kind of badmouth or put down any business, that's not paying him or his foundation. It's the bribery that goes on. That was a big story about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and that just went fizzled right out. That they were going to fire him because he's threatening all these companies and. What is the word? It's not fraud. It is slant. No, what is the word there? Blackmail. That's what it is.
Yes, blackmail.
Blackmail. Yeah.
Blackmail.
Boy, I'm telling you.
Pun intended.
But as they say, if you're a leftist in good standing, no one in the media or the left cares about your hypocrisy, and that is true.
No, and they talk about the hated 1%.
Yeah.
Every one of these people is in the 1%. And nobody in the rest of the media will point a finger at them and say, whoa, time out here. You are part of the 1%, because that's not their job. So, wouldn't Leona Helmsley be proud of this bunch? Remember, she said only little people pay taxes.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you have here. She's a member. She was a member of the same party that they are, and it just goes. I couldn't pass that item up. I had to comment on it. It's just so in your face.
Yeah,
and every now
absolutely.
and again, somebody has to stand up and say, "Look, I might not be able to do anything about it, but I do resent it." Just so
we're going to.
You're not going to see. Yeah. An editorial in the New York Times against this, but
got to take our bottom of the hour break here, Coach, and we'll come back on that and much more with Dr. Kevin Coach Collins. And I guess Hillary's making more than a lot of your high-priced CEOs out there, but you're not going to hear it unless you're listening to the right radio, TV, reading the right blog, reading the right stuff. Yes, Dr. Kevin Coach Collins. He'll be right back. And that website is CoachIsRight.com. CoachIsRight.com.
What would an extra $250 a month mean to you? For some, it's a little financial breathing room. For others, it's a car payment, a home repair, or help with college tuition. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I've got some great news if you're looking to save money on your mortgage. All it takes is a simple phone call to Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. Folks who refinance with HARP can save an average of $250 a month. That's $3,000 a year. Our home loan experts fully understand the HARP guidelines, and they'll walk you through our streamlined process. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And this year, for the first time, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equalizing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Homeowners, now is the season to be thinking about your roof, because all it takes is one storm to turn a small roof problem into a major leak. If it's time for a new roof, call Sears at 888-465-9720. You can save $500 if you call right now. Sears licensed, fully insured contractors can get your roofing job done right. Just call 888-465-9720. Sears has a variety of shingles and styles styles that are built for long-lasting performance. And you'll save $500 if you call now. So call Sears for a free in-home consultation at 888-465-9720. Hurry, offer ends soon. Not available in all areas. Installation provided by Sears authorized licensed contractors. License information available upon request. That's Sears Roofing. Call right now and save $500. Call 888-465-9720. 888-465-9720. Call Sears now and get that roof repaired. Call 888-465-9720.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Homeowners, there's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home and loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Call now. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
Hi, this is Bill Martinez. Join us every Monday through Friday from 9 to noon Eastern when we're covering the issues that matter most to you. From Obamacare, the latest from Russia, the Middle East, Israel, immigration, and more. We're talking with the policy and political experts so you can be better informed. It's Bill Martinez Live, brought to you in part by my friends at Good News Tax Relief. Let them help you get your peace of mind back by dealing with the IRS for you. Proven experience, proven results. Call 800-255-7500.
Everybody's talking at me.
CRN, Chuck Wilder here with my guest, Dr. Kevin Coach Collins, author of America Island. And as he mentioned at the beginning of the show, you can now get a free, I said free, PDF of America Island, also Crooks, Thugs, Bigots. All you got to do is email him at kcoachc@gmail.com. Just say, give it to me free, please, both of them, and he'll do it. And we're talking about just about everything from A to Z, but when it comes to Hillary, Coach, man, we've got the Columbia thing, the Haitian earthquake. Boy, I remember when they were protesting out there next to their double-wide Bill Clinton library, or whatever it's called. And then we've got the millions of dollars, $500,000 speaking fees Bill's getting because of her. Another one that no one's really bringing up is about this Canadian bank that she's tied up with, or some way or the other, that's involved in the Keystone XL pipeline, the Iran sanctions that should have been imposed by the Department of Secretary of State. And then, of course, you and I, if you want to talk about this one too, is the USSR, Putin, and because of her, the USSR and Putin, they have control of 1/5 of the uranium in the United States of America. But vote for her because you want a female president, right?
Well, that's so important.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing that the success that the communists have had, even though they're pretty much gone off the stage in America for quite a few years, but one of their original goals was to pervert the American educational system so that the government schools would be churning out legions of morons, and that seems to be pretty successful. because one of the crises that we have now is, aside from people having trouble finding jobs are having trouble finding people because they're so ill prepared and they have actually learned so little in these schools. So,
well, let me just say, Coach,
right.
that I'm going to recommend, if you haven't seen it yet, but get the book. It's called Crimes of the Educators. It's written by Samuel L. Bloomfield and Alex Newman. And I'm telling you, I just finished the book. I'm going to be doing the interview next week, and it is how the socialists took over our schools, all the schools. And, I mean, it has come around now. And if you wonder why, as you mentioned, finding people that can do the job, yeah, well, whenever you dumb the people down, it's real easy for the government to control you.
Oh, yeah. And that brings us to something that I did want to discuss, that it seems that the way this particular presidential cycle is unfolding, the very wealthy, the Sheldon Adelsons and the Koch brothers and Tom Steyer on the left, these people are actually treating this whole process as if it was a commodities market. Now, let me explain. In a commodities market, you buy future contracts for, let's say, corn. You got to buy corn to be delivered in August. Now, of course, we're in April now, and nobody knows for sure. So that's what makes for the uncertainty, and people will buy contracts because if they think that the weather has been bad in the corn-producing areas, the price will go up. So they can buy a contract for delivery at a cheaper price now and get it later on. Now, how does this affect the presidential race? Well, I'm seeing parallels here in that these rich people are buying the presidential candidates, betting that the guy that they buy will win and deliver them the illegal aliens that they want. They're not concerned about America. They're concerned about getting the benefit of low-wage illegal aliens. And the fact that everyone, even to some small extent, Walker, and of course, no, I should say in fairness, not Cruz yet, the rest of them on both sides, up and down, have expressed an eager desire to get involved with amnesty and all kinds of shades of other travesties that would open the doors and erase our borders. So it's not a matter of whether or not the guy that you're buying is for amnesty. That's almost going to be a given. They bet on who they think is going to win. And currently, this week, we saw a big jump in the money pouring into Rubio because these guys that are at the highest level, and in my book, America, Ireland, I call them the mega wealthy. The mega wealthy now believe that they should bet on the futures contract of Marco Rubio so that he will be the one who delivers them the illegal aliens that they think they want. But I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Let me ask you if you know, because you're in the New York area a lot of time, half the time, 1/3 of the time. I always get I'm always trying to figure out, is he relaxing in Florida or is he freezing in New York? But anyway, Ted Cruz, all right? There is this Robert Mercer, Long Island, New York, just donated a couple of weeks ago $31 million to Senator Ted Cruz' presidential campaign. Does that ring a bell with you, that name?
No, it doesn't, actually. I'm not really on top of every last thing, but yeah, and I would not be surprised to find out that this fellow is in some kind of business that would benefit by an influx of illegal aliens. And it is amazing that, I've said this before, I mean, this country is such a wonderful country that even, let's say it.
A guy that doesn't know that much about politics can
even
get
morons
involved?
can become billionaires and get involved in the political process. And, look, you have Trump is a great example. I mean, this guy is a moron, but he's definitely is worth $1 billion and or more. So, I guess that's what it is. I mean, these guys just think that they can that they're going to benefit by the illegal aliens. Now, this could be a difference here. Mercer could be and I must confess, I Googled, I'm looking at some information on him now.
Let me tell you real quick, Coach, a guy that I'm sure you're familiar with and a frequent guest on my show is the one I got the information from, and that is John LaBoudiere, a former Republican from New York.
Yeah, John's a Long Island guy right there. Yeah.
And he's the one that gave me the information, and he also he says the Koch brothers are backing Walker, because you mentioned them a few moments ago.
Yeah.
And if you want to check this out, he's going to start writing just on the presidential campaign at thehill.com. So that'll make it easier for you to check that out, because you find out who this Robert Mercer is. He might be living right next door to you.
Yeah, I mean, he might not be a guy who can benefit by an influx of poorly educated, low-rent illegal aliens. I mean, this is a guy who's made his fortune in computers and in technologies. So maybe what he wants is legal aliens, which would be fine to come in from India and other places like that.
Well, look at Silicon Valley, and look at what's his name with the Facebook there. What's his Zuckerberg. Yeah. He's all for open borders.
Snarky kid. Yeah, right. Well, that's to prove that he's one of them, and leave me alone. I don't want to be involved.
And he almost has as much money as Hillary, I think.
Well, that's
actually
interesting.
He's way up there. Yeah, way up there.
Getting back to Hillary, and people are supposed to be afraid of Hillary having $2.5 billion, and isn't it so that especially in the last week or so, we're moving towards a situation vis-a-vis Hillary's money where that $2.5 billion may actually generate 2.5 billion questions that she didn't want to answer. And it may wind up being
real quick, every once in a while you just perk my interest, because I got to tell the listener, you got to go to coacheswrite.com, because he's got great writers over there. Doug Book is one that I got to get him back because he's so good. But not too many days ago, I guess, anyway, there was one of your great writers there, George Spelvin, Spelvin, staff writer, perked my interest, and I said, I got to ask the coach here about this one. And the title was it girlfriend references that Hillary really cleared from her email records? See, I've heard things like that ever since Sheryl Crow and she and Chelsea went on an African safari. But you want to give the listener an update on that one?
Yeah. If you go to coachesright.com, on the homepage, on the upper right side, we have a list of, it's always 5 of the most popular posts. Now, ordinarily, they're recent. But number 5 today, and this has been hanging on for a while, is entitled, "If Hillary Clinton had a lesbian affair with Huma Abedin, then everything in Wienergate fits."
Right.
Now, I wrote that in June, on June 6th of 2011. Wow. And that one will not die. It will not go away. Obviously it's in the flow of traffic in Google. So when people Google anything, any kind of search phrase having to do with Hillary and being a lesbian and Huma Abedin, it pops up. And it always amazes me because sometimes I miss references to Hillary in the media because there's just so much like an avalanche. But I can tell almost like it's almost like a gambler's tell. I can tell when there's something going on with Hillary because that article will pop up in the list of popular posts. And yes,
the one about her email,
Coach. I wrote it. I believe it. I believe it. And I
the one about the one about her deleting the email. Really funny.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. This is what I'm saying. The one about her deleting the emails was because they were dripping with incriminating things that would point to her being a lesbian. And
let me tell the listeners this one that will make their end of the week laugh here, okay? And on the coach's thing here, let's see. Bill Clinton, He had an affair with a woman named Jennifer Flowers. All right, wrote a book about it. When Jennifer, asked Bill if Hillary is a lesbian, he laughed and made reference to her being more experienced with women than he is. That's a funny line, you know.
Yeah.
And then Abedin, who you mentioned, $649,000 condo. That's where she lived. Designer suits, all on a government salary listed at $9,999 per year. There must be a tax break with a 9999, right?
Well, yeah, and all of that stuff could come out too, and that could force Hillary out of the game. As much as anything else.
Well, boy, I'm telling you. Listen, coming up on our final break with a coach, and I've got to tell you there's so many good articles over there, and one that we've really covered quite a bit here, but I just want you to go there and read it. And it was filed April 16th. Ancient Rome would not stand for an ISA training camp 8 miles from them. Why is Obama doing nothing? You know, all about, big denial. But I'm going to tell you right now, I trust Judicial Watch about 105% more than President Soto or whatever. Obama. Thank you. All right, we're going to be right back. Dr. Kevin Coach Collins, author of America Island, and founder of the blog Coach is Right, coachesright.com. Be right back.
CRN travelers, relax at the beautiful Fountain Grove Inn and Conference Center in Santa Rosa, California. Come to quality and come to luxury. Experience the newly renovated guest rooms. They're generously sized and they're decorated in the Tuscan tradition. They have great, incredible pillow-top mattresses, luxurious linens, and down-filled comforters. The Fountain Grove Inn also offers complimentary Wi-Fi and internet access. There's warm cookies and coffee every evening in the hotel lobby, and you can visit the newly remodeled Equus Restaurant and Equus Lounge with its new wine bar. It's the ideal place to relax and enjoy a glass of wine and watch our What's Cooking on Wine show on CRN with host Larry Van Alst on Wednesdays. It's the Fountain Grove Inn, Hotel, and Conference Center located in the heart of Sonoma wine country. It's easily located in Santa Rosa off the 101 Fountain Grove Parkway exit. Call 707-578-6101. That's 707-578-6101 or visit fountaingroveinns.com.
Before you ask for a raise, Laura Fredericks, author of The Ask, says, make a list.
Write 3 things down. One is, why do you deserve the raise? Second, think about all the things your boss will possibly say. I kind of call this the parade of horribles. It's not within our cycle. You have to go to HR. I just write it all down. And then third, how are you going to distinguish yourself from all these possible responses or objections?
Then do research. Put yourself in a larger context.
There is plenty of search engines online that you can gauge where you live, the amount of years you've been in the industry, what your job title is and your responsibilities. I believe that bosses of the world, once you give them some concrete evidence rather than I've been working so much, I put this project together, which can kind of get into the subjective area, but benchmarking yourself with industry standards is enormously helpful.
Tomorrow, what to say, whether you get a yes or a no. That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP. I'm Aileen Ellis.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Marshall, Ph.D., host of Healthline. Join me live to get your questions answered and hear the latest breakthrough information for you and your family. This month, our Dragon Cleanse LX is on special. This has been studied for its extraordinary ability to bind a wide variety of toxins in the gastrointestinal tract, especially those that have dicarbonyl chemical structures or that bind to calcium-dependent binding sites. Research suggests it doesn't bind beneficial nutrients because of its unique structure. With the ever-increasing amount of toxins in our food and our environment, here's a practical, inexpensive way to mitigate the problem. Buy 2 bottles and get the third one free. Call 800-370-3447. That's 800-370-3447.
Listen to Healthline daily at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 p.m. Eastern on CRN.
Everybody's talking at me.
Yes, wrapping things up with my guest, Dr. Kevin Coach Collins, his latest book, America Island. America Island. And anything you want to comment on here, Coach? I just did want to throw out one thing, because when I think about your book and how it's always, the deceit that goes on, and I'm talking about crooks, thugs, bigots, here we get Lynch confirmed as Attorney General. And it's typical. Shady past, absolutely perfect for a progressive's resume, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And wasn't it sickening that you had 10 Republican senators that voted to confirm and a few of them are surprising. Orrin Hatch, Rob Portman, Ron Johnson, Mitch McConnell, and somebody actually voted on behalf of Thad Cochran. I can't say that he voted because the guy is in a coma most of the time anyway. But
well, the one that didn't surprise me at all, other than Hatch, Graham, Flake, was Susan Collins. Susan Collins, I think she's one of the biggest rhinos we got.
Well, could you imagine that? And I think that you feel this way, that things have declined to such a point that weren't you surprised that McCain did not vote?
Yeah. Ted Cruz didn't vote. That's
far
good.
We have come. That's how far we have tumbled. That was a put-up job. McCain would have voted if that was necessary to put her over. But he probably traded places with who knows? Ayette from New Hampshire or Rob Portman. Graham voted for, of course. Of course Graham voted for. And he's going to run for president, too. He's 90%, sure he's going to do that. But these people are enemies of us. They are our enemies. Mitch McConnell, who's supposed to be our champion in the Senate, has just helped put a major enemy of freedom, a major enemy of the Constitution into the necessary slot to continue to carry out Obama's destruction of America.
You know,
These people
Coach,
should be ashamed of themselves, but they're not.
So we're all out of time. Sorry about that. Once again, if they want to get a PDF of Crooks, Thugs, Bigots, and also your latest America Island, all they have to do is send an email, and that's kcoachc@gmail.com. Did I get that right?
Yes, and thank you so much for having me on.
Hey, I appreciate each and every visit, and tell the number one person there I said hello, and look forward to our next visit.
Okay. She nodded in approval. Thank you.
All right. I finally got a nod of approval. All right. Thank you. Dr. Kevin Coach Collins, his latest book, America Island, and the blog is CoachIsRight.com. When next we meet Michael Cutler, he'll be talking about Department of Homeland Security ineptitude facilitates terrorist operations. Alex Newman is here to discuss the new book that he co-authored. It is Crimes of the Educators, How Utopians Are Using Government Schools to Destroy America's Children. Thank you, Paul Stern. Thank you for listening, and slower traffic. Would you please get to the right?
Shows sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show, and The What's Cooking on Wine Show, all in true CRN HD audio. Sports, business, travel, food, wine, politics, there is something for everyone, and it's all available in CRN High Definition Sound. Log on to www.crntalk for listings and information on all your favorite shows. That's www.crntalk.com.
The radio channel.